Hi, this is Dr. Sara Saddiqui, and I'm here on behalf of the Elwood Public Library to discuss this month's topic. Welcome, everyone. Again, this is Dr. Sara Saddiqui. I'm from the NYU Langone Huntington Medical Group, and I would like to speak to you today about how to speak to your child regarding gun safety and safe gun storage. And I want to thank the Elwood Public Library for allowing me to share with you different topics. And if you have any ideas for topics, please feel free to reach out and speak to the reference desk. Thank you so much to Eric at the Elwood Public Library for editing and posting my videos. I have no disclosures to identify. I wanted to just do a little bit of a trigger warning. We are going to be discussing injury and death, and I just wanted to make sure people were aware of that before kind of getting into the subject. Please speak with your child's physician for any specific medical advice. This video is for informational purposes only, and any questions, please reach out to the Elwood Public Library. And thank you again to them. And I do have references at the end where a lot of the information was gotten from, and you can feel free to review that as well to get your own information. So why is it important to discuss firearm safety and firearms in the home? So roughly 1/3 of homes in America have firearms or guns inside. In 2021, there were at least 376 unintentional shootings by children, resulting in 154 deaths and 241 injuries nationally. This is within the US. And studies show that children are naturally curious about firearms, even if they are warned not to touch or go near them. And these are some facts from 2019, according to a 2019 study, and this is from the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia Gun Violence Facts and Statistics website. Gun injuries are the second leading cause of death among US children and teens, and the leading cause of death among high school students. And in 2021, the Not an Accident Index is from the Everytown Research, and they started a database in 2015 by carefully tracking media reports and other sources to explore this crisis and make sure that we had data collection and to kind of track injuries from firearms and guns in children. And in 2021, there were at least 376 unintentional shootings by children, resulting in 154 deaths and 241 injuries nationally in that statistics I have quoted before as well. During COVID-19, we did see an increase in some of these injuries because the kids were spending a little bit more time in the home and they may not have been as supervised. So gun sales increased 64% in 2020 with kids spending more time at home. During the pandemic, the risks of gun violence have grown, making it even more important that firearms are stored securely. And each year in the United States, nearly 350 children ages 17 and under gain access to a firearm and unintentionally shoot themselves or someone else. And every year, nearly 700 children 17 and under die by suicide with a gun. So this is from a website called besmartforkids.org, and the link is below. And having a firearm in the home can increase the risk of unintentional shootings, homicide, and suicide in children. And this is from healthychildren.org, which is the American Academy of Pediatrics website for children. It's a really good website that I do refer a lot of parents to. So unintentional shootings can occur in children of all ages. The COVID-19 pandemic has made this worse by 30% compared to statistics in 2019. And in homes with guns, the likelihood of accidental death by shooting is 4 times higher. So we know that the risk of suicide is a little bit increased when there is a gun in the home. When kids have access to guns in the home, suicide rates in children with guns in homes is 4 times higher than kids without guns in the home. In the past decade, the act of suicide in 40% of children involved guns, and 9 out of the 10 victims of suicide accessed the guns in their own home or a relative's home. And every year, nearly 700 children, 17 and under, die by suicide with a gun. And this is again from healthychildren.org. And for homicide, 58% of shooting deaths in children and teens are homicides, and risk of homicide is 3 times higher when there are guns in the home. So this brings us to how to keep our children safe. And hiding a gun, it may not be enough. Children are very, very curious. They want to know everything in the home. So it is really important to not just hide it. We will go through some of the other things that are suggested. And you really want to discuss these frequently and often about gun safety and safe gun storage. So children of all ages, we want to have this discussion, just like you have discussions about drugs, alcohol, safe driving, and safe being safe with your friends. You want to have the gun safety issue also, to include that in the discussion with your children. So kids are safer when a firearm, if you do have a gun in the home or a firearm in the home, kids are safer when a firearm is in a lockbox or a safe and unloaded. And you want to store ammunition in a separate and locked different area. If guns are in the home, kids are safer when they are stored unloaded and locked up. The bullets or ammunitions are away from the gun, and only parents or responsible adults should know how to unlock the storage boxes. And you really want to reiterate over and over to never touch the gun unless a responsible adult is with you. And let your children know that there are many families. If your own home does not have a gun, there may be other families that keep guns in their homes. And guns can be dangerous, and they can hurt or kill someone that you know. And the best practice is to stay away from them and avoid having a firearm in the home of children. And teach your child if they see a gun to stay away, and tell an adult. But again, you do also want to store it safely if you do have a gun in your home, because just teaching the child to stay away sometimes isn't enough. And if you use firearms or practice on a shooting range and you're taking your child, so you want to make sure that you teach your child safe gun use. When using a gun for hunting or target practice, keep the safety catch in place until you're ready to use it. And before setting the gun down, always unload it. And as much as a child may want to take a turn, this may not be a good idea, because no matter how much instruction you may give about safely handling or shooting a gun, sometimes children, especially younger children, may not be capable or responsible enough to handle it. So you do want to be very, very careful with that. And you want to ask about firearms in the homes, just like you ask about allergies and pets and things like that. When you send your child to a different for a play date, you want to ask, is there an unlocked gun in your home? And sometimes this conversation can be difficult, but it is really important to make sure that the safety is discussed. So this is a great website also. It's the Be Smart framework, and this kind of summarizes all that we went through just now. We want to make sure, so SMART is an acronym, stands for secure, model, ask, recognize, and tell. So secure all guns in your home and vehicles, model responsible behavior around guns, ask about the presence of unsecured guns in other homes, recognize the role of guns in suicide like we discussed, and tell your peers to be smart. So this was a great resource. These are just some references. So like I had mentioned, healthychildren.org. Moms Demand Action has a number of resources on how to discuss this with your children. Be Smart for Kids. The American Academy of Pediatrics put out a policy statement regarding firearms in the home. And CHOP, which is the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, has many facts and statistics regarding gun violence and safety of guns in homes, guns in storage in homes. Again, this is the Everytown research, the hashtag not an accident, and it is, they collect data and they're fundraise to make awareness regarding gun storage and safety. So that brings my presentation to an end. I will always want to thank you for listening, and thank you for allowing me to use the Elwood Public Library to give information. If you have any questions or concerns or any feedback, please reach out to the Elwood Public Library or reach out to me. Again, this is Dr. Sara Saddiqui, and I hope you guys have a great day.